Hey guys and girls, Eagle here. So this video is of a town I have built in creative. I went with Flat World purely because I just wanted to get into it, didn't want to have to find a spot to build. It's with a new texture pack, or at least to me it's new. I started using the Norse texture pack, and it was my first time using it, so I wanted to test the type of style I'd be building with. I've gone with medieval, as you can see here. So I've tested out not new blocks, new variations with blocks, like what type of wood I would use for this type of log. Does this stone match this type of wood? Things like that. But I've mostly stuck to wooden variations, as that's the most common thing I'd be building with in my Let's Play series, which is what this was in preparation for. A bit of a prologue type episode, I guess you could say this is, as I'm just kind of fumbling around seeing if I like the texture pack or if I wanted to go back to my old one, but I've decided to go with this one. So I wanted to share with you guys what I did. So let's get into this town tour. So straight away we're going to get into the exterior of the townhouses, I guess, so like the pathways going through. So I've gone with a very lush setting, with the backstory being this town is kind of full of gardeners and things like that, people who care about the environment. Well, not care about the environment, but spend a lot of time in their environments. So there's little things hidden around, like little features that you wouldn't really see just on your first visit to the town. You'd have to explore the town, really go through it to see. So I've done like little stone buttons as rocks all around the road. The stone bricks symbolize that the townspeople aren't really that nifty with their hands, and it's kind of broken and jagged and not a full foundation, I suppose. But with lots of vegetation around. Also, it just looks good. So that's the main reason behind it, but I try to put backstory behind things. So they've got flower pots on all the houses on the exteriors, because in these medieval times they wouldn't really have windows all that much. Windows were a rare commodity, very valuable thing. So I've tried to limit the amount of windows I used. The only real thing in this town which wouldn't consider being realistic would be the lampposts I've got littered around the walkways, as a glowstone. Glowstone doesn't really exist. So, I don't know, maybe it's some magic type thing. It looks kind of magical, light source, but yeah, that was pretty much the gist with what the pathways were looking at. And the dirt pathways to show that they didn't really have money to afford stone pathways. Then as we move into like the more alleyway style areas, like the backs of the houses in between the wall and the houses, the vegetation kind of loses its color, as this would be the area that they wouldn't really go. This is spots that they kind of just leave and it overgrows. So that's why I've chosen, I think it's birch leaves that they are. Not really sure what leaves they are, but they're like a reddish color, and I thought they're pretty good. They look kind of dead and not taken care of, and I've tried to print as little flowers and things like that as possible, so it's pure, just greenery type thing. And a mushroom there, for example, mushrooms grow in dark places, so it'd be a perfect spot to put that. But other than that, not many flower pots out here either, because they wouldn't go here. They wouldn't water them or anything like that. So it's more of the deadish area. But that's kind of the backstory of the alleyways. Well, not backstories, but my thought process while making them. So as we move into the houses here, you can see I put a lot of detail in the houses too. I like to show both exterior and interior when I build things that have immense care. So in medieval times, houses were small, compact, not really luxurious, so everything's kind of crowded. So in the kitchen here we can see they've got all their hide, their meat hanging around, because they don't have a supermarket they can go to. They've got to store their meat. A cooking place here, a sink right there with a water skin above it for when they want to venture out, shelving, things like that. Backstory behind this particular house was that he's a fisherman, so he's got a fish up there, fishing rod over on the left. Oh, pardon me. And then in the attic or upper levels, we got storage, where he'd keep extra food like the melons there, for example, or the chests that he'd pull out and store things in, because you can't actually access those, at least in Minecraft. And then down here, nice little eating area, little study place, just table, and his bed's kind of just put wherever he can fit it, really. And as you can see, you can only see one window in there. As we move on to this other house here, even smaller. Got a tapestry as we walk in on this long wall here. So this house would be smaller, so their kitchen and desk eating place is kind of bundled into one. A small area for a bed around here hidden away. Then up here, more storage, but obviously smaller as this is a smaller house. So I've tried to confine all the items as much as possible in there. But that's really everything about this town, really. Just lots of vegetation, compact, the style I was going for. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like this style, I am starting a Let's Play shortly, and hopefully you can come join me. See yous.